Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Waterloo West High School's 147th annual commencement ceremony. I would invite you all to check your phones. Realizing that all of us use our phones for photo and video, please check to see that they are on silent in honor of our graduates. Before we get too far into tonight's program, I would like to thank a few special groups. I would like to thank the West High Counseling Department, the West High Music Department, and the West High Air Force JROTC for all their help with tonight's programming. Of course, I'd also like to thank all the teachers, the staff, and the families that have helped these graduates through their four-year journey towards their high school diplomas. Thank you all. And now, would you please stand and greet Waterloo West High's class of 2022. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the presentation of the colors, followed by our national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our own Micah Johnson.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose rough stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. At this time, we would like to acknowledge any of the veterans in our audience. Would anyone who has served or is currently serving in our nation's armed forces please rise and be recognized? Thank you all for your service to our country. You may notice that some of our seniors are wearing a red, white, and blue cord this evening. That signifies their commitment to the armed forces. Upon their graduation, I would just like to thank them for their service to our country in the future. Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce our student body president, Evangeline Meehy, so she can deliver our first senior address.
all for being here today. It means the world to us that you are here to support us not just today, but always. To all the parents, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and everyone in between, we appreciate you. We are so thankful you have been there to support us through every chapter of life, and that you were able to come today and watch us walk across this stage into a new stage of our lives. Finding and taking advantage of opportunities is one of the most important parts of not only high school, but life in general. One of the most common regrets of seniors is wishing we would have been more involved, done more, and enjoyed the experience. We wish we would have taken advantage of more opportunities. We wish we would have spent more time joining clubs, sitting with new people at lunch the first day, or trying out a new sport. I have known I would get the opportunity to speak at graduation for over a year. And for over a year, I've been terrified of the idea of standing up here in front of all of you. Right now, my heart is racing and my hands are definitely sweating. But this experience is so important because I get the opportunity to share my thoughts with all of you. Life is full of opportunity, and we have to be able to find it, use it, and learn from it. Sitting here today are future artists, doctors, electricians, business owners, and so much more. We have been blessed with the opportunity of a high school education, the chance to be successful as we pursue our passions after high school. However, wasted opportunity does us no good. We have to use the opportunities given to us for something more. Use them to get your dream job, to win that scholarship, or to meet a best friend. Our world is filled with opportunity. We need to be able to find them and use them to our advantage. This means we cannot sit in our comfort zones and wait for opportunities to find us. As we go into the adult world, we must be courageous and curious as we seek new opportunities. We cannot be fearful of being different, of being turned down, or of failing. We can learn from every opportunity presented to us, whether it goes our way or not. I'll finish this speech with one of my favorite quotes. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. As I leave today and we begin a new chapter of our lives, I encourage all of us to stop and look around. Find opportunities to use and learn from. Continue to be courageous and curious. Find what makes you happy. Pursue your passions. And always be gracious of the opportunities you are given. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
I would now like to introduce this year's valedictorian. Jordan Wallakin. Jordan has earned the honor of valedictorian by maintaining the highest GPA throughout her 4 years in her class. Jordan, I invite you to the podium as our 2022 valedictorian so you may deliver your senior address.
Good evening, graduates, parents, families, and staff. The opportunity to stand before you today is truly an honor. It's been 1,460 days since we all stepped foot into West High School for the first time. We walked in excitable and unsuspecting, stirring with anticipation about what the next 4 years would hold for us. In those 1,460 days, we conquered the various tests that high school administered, from hormonal acne to a COVID-19 pandemic. We made new friends, grew from awkward middle schoolers into almost adults. We sang Earth, Wind, and Fire with Mr. Sinwell, and we proved time and time again that our student section is the best in all of Iowa. If I were to sum up the class of 2022 in one word, that word would be adaptability. To be adaptable is to be able and willing to make the most out of every situation. It's a unique mix of persistence, resilience, and versatility. When our class was struck by COVID-19 and we had to move to online school, we adapted. Every time we felt stuck, stressed, or overwhelmed with schoolwork, we adapted. During each and every one of those 1,460 days, we made the most out of what we were given, and even when we had to alter events and traditions, we relished in the things that COVID couldn't take away from us. This adaptability will carry us forward as we embark on our individual journeys these next few years. Whether it be college, traveling, the military, or working, the lessons we've learned in our time at West have equipped us with the tools we need in order to conquer any challenge that life has in store for us. I'm sure that none of us would say that we had the perfect high school experience, and I would agree that our time was not without its challenges. I'm sure that we all dealt with times where it would have been easier to give up. Though we did not come out unscathed, we did it. We've graduated. And now we can wear these scars as our armor, just as brave and excited about our future endeavors as we were all those years ago when we marched into the halls of West High for the first time. I personally will never forget the amazing people I have come to know in my time here, nor will I ever forget the meaningful opportunities I have been offered in my time as a Wall Hog. I would like to end with a quote from politician and voting rights activist Stacey Abrams. "When we show up, act boldly, and practice the best ways to be wrong, we fail forward. No matter where we end up, we've grown from where we began." My fellow classmates, I urge you all to take risks in the upcoming years, to show up for yourselves, act boldly, and most of all, to be adaptable. These past 4 years have been host to some of the most memorable and defining moments in each of our lives, and I am so proud to have had the experience of spending them with you all. It is now time, however, to commence looking forward. With the last 1,460 days behind us, today marks day one of a new beginning.
Thank you, Jordan, and congratulations. I would now draw everyone's attention to this evening's program. You'll notice that by many of our graduates' names, there are a variety of notations representing accomplishments in their academics. Those students that have maintained a 3.0 to a 3.49 GPA throughout their career are signified with one of our flying W's. Would those students please rise and be recognized? Those students who have maintained a 3.5 to a 3.99 throughout their high school career are noted with two of the flying W's. Would those students please rise and be recognized? Yes, can have a seat. Next, we have several students who have maintained a 4.0 or higher GPA throughout their high school career. These students are noted with three of the flying W's. Would those students please rise and be recognized? Thanks. The next groups to be recognized have been engaged in advanced coursework throughout their high school careers. Those students with an H by their names will be receiving honors diplomas this evening in recognition of their dedication to high rigor. Would those students please rise and be recognized on the floor? The next group to be recognized for achieving at high levels is our International Baccalaureate cohort. This is noted with an IB in the program, and those students are wearing IB cords this evening. Would those students please rise and be recognized? Our final group this evening has the biliteracy seal. These students have a B near their name and have earned this seal by demonstrating fluency in world languages. Would those students please rise and be recognized? Congratulations to all of you for your accomplishments and all the academic work that you've put in. I would now like to invite graduating senior Logan Nelson to the podium so that he can deliver our final senior address.
You may think of this moment that you are currently experiencing as a rite of passage, something that every single person at our age does. However, it is important to understand the gravity of this moment. On a global scale, your accomplishment is even more impressive than you think it is. According to Statista, only 66% of Earthlings have attained a secondary education like high school in 2020. Only 2/3. And here we are, doing something that not every high schooler was able to do. Whether you got your high school journey done in 4 years, got done early, or were supposed to be on this stage a while ago, just being here is more than enough. Every single person in this room right now is completing a serious accomplishment. For anyone out there in this audience who thinks that they aren't special, that they don't belong, everybody in this graduating class is part of an idea larger than ourselves. Even if you've never participated in a single sport, joined a single club, or won any academic awards, your presence in these hallways is worth its weight in gold. You're making your family proud, seeing you do something that, once again, a third of all people couldn't. No matter what you plan on doing with your life, just being here helped make the classrooms feel that much more full. There's no such thing as a wasted soul, a useless person. Even if you think you're ugly, stupid, incapable of doing anything of worth, just living your life without intentionally hurting others is more than enough. This school is crafted by culture, and our culture wouldn't be the same without you. Everybody on earth experiences their own struggles that not everyone else faces. For example, I have a nonverbal learning disorder, which makes it hard to interpret communication that isn't vocal, to use motor abilities, and to have good social skills. It's been a bumpy 13 years trying to wade through interacting society and getting good grades when you don't have those skills, but here I am with a cap on my head and a future ahead of me. The person to your left and to your right have also experienced some sort of struggle to get here, although I'm willing to bet that they're different from mine and from yours. And these battles aren't just won by snapping out of it. You can't just tell a deaf man to listen harder, and you can't just tell someone facing an emotional crisis to just pull themselves up by the bootstraps and move on. To conclude, I think it's important to just treat your fellow humans with respect, as you may have no idea what they might be facing behind the scenes. Thank you for everything you've ever done. Thank you for every battle you've ever fought. And thank you for making me proud to be a Wahawk. God bless.
Thank you, Logan, and congratulations. I personally could not be more excited to be here this evening celebrating the accomplishments of these graduates. Though all of our graduating classes are indeed special, this group has some distinctive characteristics. I'm grateful for the opportunity I've had to get to know these students. In front of us this evening, we have over 300 students that are completing a journey they started 4 years ago. Many of these students were introverted, reluctant to join clubs, hesitant to express themselves or to try new things. 4 years later, we have outgoing individuals who have seen success in a variety of avenues, whether that's athletics, academics, speech, debate, or music. These kids, that are no longer kids, have endured shutdowns, alternating A and B days, and a return to normal that was anything but normal. They've joined teams, choir, band, and speech, and they've taken elective college courses. They've grown as individuals and as a graduating class. We have future Hawkeyes, Cyclones, Panthers, Pilgrims, try not to leave anybody out. We've got Badgers and Pioneers, Seminoles and Bears, Peacocks, Knights, Buffaloes, future electricians, plumbers, soldiers, doctors, teachers, and so much more. At the conclusion of tonight's program, all of the students in front of us will share one thing. They will be West High Wahawks for life, all of them alumni. Congratulations. Now, just for the graduates, as your school leader and as a West High graduate myself, I do take a heightened level of pride in the fact that you've achieved so much, and that at the end of tonight, we'll share that in common and both be alum. With that said, I'd like to share one final message with you all. Now, I understand that I'm supposed to deliver a speech that includes a powerful message, a compelling speech that encompasses sage advice, perhaps a parable about making your bed, something about helping a stranger, or an inspiring story about a small victory that leads you all to success. And I did have that speech all ready to go about a month ago, but then something happened. I started to speak to you as individuals in my office. We started to do the senior exit interviews, and I realized that I needed to scrap my speech, and I needed to take a back seat to you and your wisdom. It occurred to me that after 13 years you've been attending school, following directions and guidance provided by all the adults who are supposed to have all of the answers. Right? That's the deal. We have the answers, we share them with you, you listen, you take our advice, and we move on. But it turns out that all this time you had the answers yourselves. Education and school have changed drastically over the last 3 years. Your role in this transformation has not been passive. You've helped us take time to reevaluate what we see as priorities and to realign what we thought was critical or what we thought was important. When we thought you were on your phones, snapping each other and not listening, it turns out you were paying attention and you were doing so much more. When asking you all what advice you would give yourselves as incoming freshmen, it was clear that you've grown and that you're ready for your next adventure. After talking to over 250 of you individually, 4 themes came through, and I'd like to give you some of your own advice tonight. Your first piece of advice: get involved. Get involved on your campus, at your workplace, and in your community. Do not wait to let opportunities pass you by. Join a club, join an organization on campus, be a leader at your workplace, get involved in your community, and volunteer. This is your advice, and I plan to follow it. Thank you. Your second theme for advice was to let your guard down. Open up to new people, new opportunities, and stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. Be vulnerable and look for opportunities to build relationships. Maybe go to George with a new group of friends, or go camping at West High. When you get to that next step in the fall, reach out to others. Make a few new connections and see what you can do to put yourself out there. Your third theme was to relax. Don't stress over the little things. Stop taking everything so seriously and enjoy the process. Make time for yourself, and if you work hard on a project, when that project is over, take a minute to reward yourself. Enjoy your accomplishments. And your final piece of advice was to not procrastinate. Do not let your work pile up. Take care of things as they come to you, and do not put things off. It only makes life more stressful. This is great advice, whether it's an assignment for college next fall or a project at your workplace. Get going right away and get it done. I could have used this advice a few weeks ago when I started this speech, and I promise to take it in the future. The last thing that I asked each of you was what you were the most proud of. Collectively, you impressed me with your self-reflection and how much you realized how much you had grown. Here's a small sample of what these graduates are most proud of when it comes to their time at West High. And this is in their own words. I am proud of the jump that I made in maturing. I turned my life and my school around. I'm proud of how much I've grown and learned since being a freshman, in general, and how much I was able to organize myself. I'm proud of how far I came. I think I am proud that I shaped up. I've gotten better over the years and grown as a person. I'm proud of my personal development. Growing as a person and making friends, like growing in my own mind and becoming a different person. And the last student quote that I'll share really embodies what I believe is the most important thing about this particular class of 2022. When asked what he was most proud of, a graduating senior said, probably having a community that strives for knowing that you are part of one family and you can connect with each other about being students together. Being a Wahawk has given me that connection to people. That speaks to what is true about the class of 2022. You've proven to be selfless, caring, and compassionate. You contradict stereotypes and you challenge perceptions of Waterloo and perceptions of West High. You continue to stand up for what is right and what is just, and you refuse to be dismissed. Never lose that spirit. Now, one last time, I would remind you to be West. Be wise in all that you do. engage in new opportunities, be safe as you navigate the adult world, and be trustworthy in all of your endeavors. Keep that in mind, and you will surely be successful. Now, it is my privilege, my responsibility, and my honor to declare to the Waterloo Board of Directors and the Superintendent that the students presented today have met all of the requirements that the state of Iowa and the Waterloo Community School District requires. I introduce to you Dr. Jane Lindeman, Superintendent of Waterloo Community Schools.
Good evening, graduates. It's such a pleasure to be with you tonight. On behalf of the Waterloo Schools, staff, and Board of Directors, it's an honor to share this moment with you and celebrate the culmination of your tremendous work over the last several years. Your parents, your grandparents, your guardians, loved ones, and close friends have helped you along the way in small ways and in major ways. To all of those who have supported you, I offer my own personal and hearty thank you. In some ways, just like you, students, I am graduating too. I'm graduating into retirement. Retiring and graduating are obviously very different, but what's similar is that we're both in major points of transition in our lives. That comes with feelings of joy and accomplishment as we look back on all the hard work we've done, a little trepidation and uncertainty about what the next chapter looks like, and a ton of excitement. You've been a high school student in some of the most challenging times in history, not only for education, but healthcare, the economy, personal lives and livelihoods, and so much more. We've navigated a global lockdown, then virtual learning, and then we came back to in-person learning. We've worn masks, and then we've not worn masks, and then we wore masks again, and then back and forth. But now, thankfully, you've been able to experience a senior year that hopefully felt maybe a little bit normal. Your incredible future that lies ahead wouldn't be possible without all of the hard work of the last, not just 4 years, but 13 years. Because this isn't just a culmination of 4 years of hard work in high school, it's a transition point from those first years of being dropped off by your parents or guardians, learning how to get along with your friends at recess, building skills as performers, artists, athletes, attending your first dance or Lego League competition, or a Waterloo Career Center class, or navigating your first breakup or disappointing test score. You've learned so much, but you've been supported by an entire team of people along the way. You've learned how to work together as a team to reach your goals. You've worked independently to solve problems. You've collaborated with all kinds of different personality types. You've learned from others. You've taught others. And hopefully you had fun along the way. I wish you all the best, and I want you to know that by the end of tonight, I will have shaken the hands of about 6,000 students. But I'm going to hold you in very high regard as the last class to graduate while I was still privileged to lead this great district. Congratulations, class of 2022. Now, by the power vested in me by the Waterloo Schools Board of Education and the state of Iowa, I hereby accept Mr. Meehe's recommendation, and I confer upon you a high school diploma with all its rights, privileges, and obligations. Members of West High Class of 2022, welcome to the community of high school graduates. Congratulations.
All right, seniors, I would now like to invite you to the stage in order to receive your diploma as your name is called.
Madison Abbas. Farhan Ahmed. Furkan Ahmed. Neo Ayes. Kennedy Jean Albrecht. Antonio Anbris. Anna Renee Anderson. Nathan Anderson. Morgan Philip Andre. Tina Anatok. Jonathan L. Ansimbanda. Lara Ann Ashley. Lillian Marie Bagby. Isabel Ann Baker. Natalie Nicole Ballinger. Dina Beganovich. Mina Beganovich. Kalani Janine Bell. Anna Grace Marie Berger. Brendan Barumez. Ashley Ray Bierstadt. William Javay Black. Jackson Jerome Bogardus. Caston John Boos. Noah Michael Boos. Riley Lynn Bolden. Abigail Rose Boyd. Jubilee Britton. Bethany Bracco. Ashton Lamar Brown. Haley Rose Brown. Lazaria Heliana Lynette Brown. Mykese Rayshawn Brown. Trelvion DeAndre Brown. Ryan Timothy Bolver. Sierra Marie Burt. Isabel Luthriana Burton. Lawrence Edward Campbell III. Skylar Hope Carr. Beckett Will Coffrin. Christian Allen Chapman. Isabel Marie Chariez. Alasia Nevea Chestnut Rucker. Ruby Glenice Chris. Ella Marie Clark. Emma Nicole Clark. Rachel Beth Clark. Kelby Joseph Clay. Lauren Coleman. Andrew Anthony Congdon. Nicholas Taylor Cook. Olivia May Corpman. Adina Chovish. Anna Chovich. Relman Chaforich. Twa Tan Day A. Malachi Martin Derringer Wright. Camry Isabel Davidson. Kevion Anthony Davis. Armin Dedich. Amber Jane DeGroat. Cooper Delvo. Hector Mario Diaz Romero. News Bonsanella Deek. Amanda Didovich. Erica Marie Dillon. Jackson DiManchi. Alan Destirich. Madeline Christine Dolan. Meldon Dolich. Melita Dolich. DeTravion Branderas Dolan. Jade Comia Damatop. Corbin Richard Droppy. Matthew J. Duncan. Luna Dernan. Kyle James Ernest. Rodney Eccles III. Kalen James Eilers. Sage Aliamo. Marissa Nicole Ellison. Dylan James Else. Cornell Seth Epps Jr. Juan Carlos Escobar. Alexa Janae Ettringer. Benjamin Jr. Farfan Ruiz. Jeremiah Fiend. Jonathan Isaiah Featherston. Skylar Allen Fett. Rebecca Joy Flodine. Alyssa Peyton Marie Folken. Trinity Jade Fontes. Elizabeth Frisbee. Kyle Joseph Frost. Kyle J. Gardner. Tyree Sir Gardner. Vanea Yvette Gardner. Brett James Gatewood. Emily Catherine Gafaller. Elijah James Gerke. Jack Ryan Gilmore. Natalie Rose Goings. Isaac Seferino Gonzalez Gill. Tyler James Good. Dino Drahovich. Madeline Sarah Grimm. Chardonnay Amani Grundy. Addison K. Lee Haberstich. Hallie Joanne Hackbart. My bad. Dino Halidovich. Austin Jacob Hall. Ethan Scott Halverson. Elena Lene Hansen. Michael Ethan Harn. Joseph Lewis Hartley. Sandy Hazanagic. Muhammad Arqam Hassan. Grant Edward Herbert. Travis Hunter Herring. Lauren Grace Higgins. Ramel Dino Hojic. Carly Mae Hogel. Chase David Hollis. Abriella Magdalene Holm. Matthias James Holmes. Jackson John Hoppus. Ayana Tiani Hoskins. Kendall Ann Howe. Rialda Husic. Dylan Jacob Jessen. Angel Jaquise Johnson. Dylan Michael Johnson. Garrett Eric Johnson. Janea Renee Johnson. Marquavius Dupree Johnson. Micah Wesley Johnson. Fidelity Nzinga Joyner. Eve St. Jean Josina. Cadence Marie Juries. Jeremy Joseph Kalala. Anela Kanterovich. Brooke Ann Kaiser. Yoko Norina Kemum. Canon James Kepley. William Joseph Klabundi. Zachary Minard Klein. Sydney Elizabeth Knavel. Eldon Kovac. Betsy Faith Krantz. Aida Kudic. Ilea Renee Kirkendall. Jack Kaini Lautich. Angelique Elizabeth Lee. Aiden Leo Limley. Christian Joseph Linskow. Ivan Lee. McKenna Hope Lichty. Jacob Henry Litzkow. Ying Long. Mighty Janeth Lopez Hernandez. Delaney Lopez Wigman. David Bea Lupimbe. Deborah Nenga Lusaka. Cece Lee.
Anthony John Madonna. Taylor Janae Manley. Jessica Guadalupe Manzano Sanchez. Abigail Lynn Marquardt. Alex Charnay Martin. Tanisa Lene Martin. Jamie Rose Martin. Karen L. Matamoros Lopez. Lake Alexander Maurer. Jaden Mikey Maxon. Nolan Matthew McCann. Jenna Ann McCauley. Dakota May McFarland. Miranda Chanel McGee. Jalen Josephine McGilligan. Poe May. Sue May. Twar May. Wa May. Ethan Josiah Metz. Evangeline Ann Meehee. Tarek Milikovich. Jamie Elizabeth Millett. Melissa Miskich. Caleb Jackson Moe. Katia Janae Monroe. Diego Monroy. Liaisianique Adriana Montgomery. Toby Jaden Michael Morley. Bryce Jarrett Morris. Sana Akari Moss. Wei Mu. Almina Mujakic. Hana Muminovic. Naquavian Murphy. Dylan Dakota Nealons. Alexis K. Nelson. Logan Dean Nelson. Melanie Renee Nelson. Caden Joseph Newman. Justin Newsome. Tu Tang Win. Zaria Alyssa Lakita Nix. Ernile Okanovich. Monica Utsonga Okoko. Derek William Olive. Tiani Dashia Oliver. Keegan Thomas Ott. Abendigo Parker. Raylene Paul. Tur Ko Paw. Jesus Perez. Dylan Michael Peverill. Gage Daniel Pillack. Selena Porsich. Caden Andrew Lee Prees. Sahid David Price. Salvador Quinto. Christina Ricich. Matthew William Ramey. Hogan Benjamin Rand. Addison Dawn Rieger. Amanda Remke. Emma Jean Reardon. Tanner Francis Reese. Leighton Charles Ritter. Ervin Riesvich. Bill Pokia Robert. Kari Robert. Christian Roden. Dalton James Rokes. Nicholas Andrew Roddinghouse. Mackenzie Angela Renee Rosmus. Michael Scott Rubenacker. Levi Charles Wayne Russell. Hannah Marie Russet. Adam Wesley Ryan. Bob Sampson. Veronica Selena Santos. Ekra Server. Walfred Alexandre Cecido Gaspar. Mina Rose Scaturo Ruiz. Catherine Eileen Schaefer. Camden James Schneider. Ashley Elizabeth Seeger. Journey Miranda Shipman. Jose Julian Silva. Brooklyn Paige Smith. Malik Van Schoen Smith. Kyle Craig Spoor. Landon Carl Schaffolt. Benjamin Steinbrook. Aaliyah Jade Stark. Gabrielle Elise Steinhoff. Isabel Michael Stouffer. Donovan Garrett Stone. Elliot Matthew Stunkel. Landon Thomas Sturch. Timothy Adam Summers. Amarion Lamar Allen Sykes. Lack Nathan Teen Ta. Irvin Tabakovich. Cecilia Elena Tapia. Isaac James Taylor. Matthew Anthony Taylor. Nathaniel Cole Taylor. Theone Lee Thompson. Madison Ray Thorpe. Kuhil Tibnall. Gregory Gavriel Thielebine. Madison Sue Teescotter. Michael James Chabring. Arnell Topchigich. Andrew John Tracy. Ian Wallace Traster. Ann Trong. Daniel Taylor Turner. Jose Alberto Vasquez Sanders. Beyonce Velic. Admir Vetranovic. Jordan Sinai Wallakin. Tranaya Waters. Joshua Henry Watts. Mackenzie Marie Weber. Abigail Grace Wendland. Ezekiel James Westmeyer. Jackson Philip Westmeyer. Jacob Ryan Wieskamp. Alyssa K. Willis. Elijah John Winkle. Joshua Emmett Wolf. Landon Davis Wooden. Alyssa Zahirovic. Thomas Vincent Zietz. Blaine Charles Zakuda. Preston Lee Zing. Adi Solman.
All right, I would like to invite you all to please rise for our alma mater. Please rise if you're able and remain standing while the West High Choir performs our alma mater. Congratulations, Waterloo West High, class of 2022. We are now to the portion of the program where I would invite you to move your tassels from your right to your left and give yourselves a round of applause. All right, so tonight's graduates will return through the tunnel, and you'll be able to meet your graduates either in the upper parking lot or in the concourse.